definitely sounds like overall a case of, so many maps and so many issues and so little time. Because there aren't that many months, really, as we count down to the midterms later this year.
And that's the argument that the U.S. Supreme Court utilized in saying that there was just not enough time for the Alabama litigation to go forward, because we're getting so close to the primaries. We're not that far away from the November midterm. So we're really in crunch time, and even though there's very serious substantive litigation on some of these maps, it's getting to the point where states are going to have to come up with a map, at least temporarily, as we have elections just months away.
Josh Krosauer, Fox News Radio political analyst. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks.
Listen and you'll know. Rod Arquette, afternoons at 4 on Talk Radio 105.9 KNRS.
Attention. This is a special alert for all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an overpriced auto warranty or no warranty coverage at all. Due to the increase of new and used car prices, repair costs, and the price of gas, people are keeping their cars longer than ever, which is why CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on covered auto repairs. Call now to find out how you could save thousands for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. You could save thousands on future auto repairs. Our specialists are standing by for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-397-0964. Vehicle protection plan pricing is at an all-time low. Plus, drivers who purchase this coverage today will receive rental car options, free roadside assistance, and free towing. Call 800-397-0964 now for your free quick quote. That's 800-397-0964. What do you have to lose? Call 800-397-0964. Again, 800-397-0964.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
Exergen wants you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate, and they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy and labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
House Bill 224 is a medical emergency at the Utah legislature. Ophthalmologists and optometrists are not the same. Optometrists don't complete medical school, no hospital internship, and no surgical residency. Ophthalmologists are medical doctors with years of surgical training on real patients. Now, optometrists want to perform surgery using lasers on the only eyes you'll ever have. Optometrists are not medical doctors, yet they want House Bill 224 to suddenly make them surgeons. Does that make sense to you? Your state senator can help stop this nonsense by voting no. It takes years of training to make a surgeon. No bill can change that. Tell your senator to keep Utah eyes safe. Vote no on House Bill 224.
Paid for by the Utah Ophthalmology Society.
When you're a member of America First Credit Union, the only house that matters to us is the one that you call home. And whether you're putting down new roots or making more room for your family to grow, we'll be there to help you nurture and care for the things you cherish most. Because the only home that matters to us is yours. Truly. Learn more at AmericaFirst.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity lender.
This is what you've been waiting for. Well, I know some of you have. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and we don't usually experience a slow season, but when we do, it's this time of year when the weather's transitioning from winter to summer. You see, when the weather's mild, HVAC demand slows, but we still need calls for our technicians. And that's why we run our free furnace sale. Here's how it works. When you have any hour services install a new air conditioner, we'll give you a new furnace for just the cost to install it. About $400. The furnace is free, you just pay the labor. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services by March 31st to schedule a free estimate with one of our HVAC supervisors. They'll explain all your options and exactly how much you could save on a new furnace and air conditioner. Again, when you have Any Hour Services install a new air conditioner, we'll give you a new furnace for just the cost to install it. About $400. The furnace is free, you just pay the labor. If you think you might be interested, call Any Hour Services today and schedule your free estimate. 801-443-7400. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com.
1 minute you might be blasting AC/DC, and the next year belting out vintage Madonna. Your music taste varies, and we got you covered with your very own station, My Favorites Radio. The more you listen and thumb up the songs you like, the more personalized your station gets. Get started now and start thumbing, and the only songs that'll play are the ones you've thumbed up. Plus, you can share your station with anyone in seconds. My Favorites Radio, only on the free iHeartRadio app. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
This is the Fox News Rundown. Now a look at sports.
Major League Baseball and the MLB Players Association will get back to negotiating for a third day in a row today after a 3-hour meeting yesterday to work out core economic issues for a new collective bargaining agreement. The Players Union did reject a new request by the league to bring in federal mediators. Phil Mickelson has apologized for remarks made in a soon-to-be-released biography that he would be willing to ignore Saudi Arabia's human rights record to align with the Saudi-financed Super Golf League as leverage against the PGA Tour. His longtime sponsor, KPMG, ended their relationship yesterday. And the U.S. women's soccer team has struck a $24 million settlement with the U.S. Soccer Federation over their years-long equal pay lawsuit. And that's your sports on the Fox News Rundown. Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
Now an update from Outkick 360.
When Michigan's basketball coach Juwan Howard hit a Wisconsin assistant in the face during Sunday's post-game handshake line, he set into motion fair questions about his qualifications for the job. Coaches are, first and foremost, teachers. They consistently extol players to maintain their composure in heated moments, to walk away from trouble, to cool off and let their play do the talking. The hot-headed Howard didn't serve as a model for any of that with his behavior and his unapologetic comments after the Badgers incident was over. Howard was suspended for the Wolverines' final 5 games of the regular season and pledged that it won't happen again. It cannot. And if it does, it has to be his final game as the lead Michigan man on the hardwood. I'm Paul Kuharski with Outkick 360 and Outkick.com on the Fox News Rundown.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's time for your Fox News commentary.
Cynthia Monteleone.
What's on your mind?
I'm a mom, a coach, and a Team USA World Masters track athlete fighting for something greater than another gold medal. I'm standing for the protection of women's sports. If male-bodied athletes continue competing on female teams, it will be the end of women's sports. This is no exaggeration. This is reality, and it's happening right now. At the 2018 World Masters Athletic Championships in Malaga, Spain, I competed in the 200-meter race against a male-bodied athlete, whom I beat by only a few tenths of a second. The next year, the same athlete beat my teammate in the hurdles for a place on the podium at the 2019 World Championship indoor meet in Poland. It wasn't just on the world stage that I experienced the demoralizing trend of male-bodied athletes displacing females from their own competitions. It was also on my home island of Maui, Hawaii. A year and a half after my experience in Spain, my daughter lost to a biological male identifying as female in her first ever high school track race. I had watched proudly as my strong and determined girl did all the right things, made personal, difficult sacrifices to train her body to be as fast and fit as possible for her first race. Yet all her hard work seemed to drift away, along with the male-bodied athlete who had just transferred from the boys' volleyball team to the girls' team the season before. The athlete breezed right by her to win first place, leaving her to finish second. It's not only the fact that my daughter placed second behind this individual in her first race. We also began to witness all the other ways this injustice impacts families like ours. The mental health impact on girls who have to race male-bodied athletes. The personal lessons and effort rewarded and goals achieved. But how can you win as a female when you're lined up next to a male body whose strength, heart, and lung capacity are all greater than your own, no matter what the quote-unquote treatment? Numerous studies have shown males continue to hold large physical advantages over females, even when suppressing their testosterone. And males are still 12% faster than their female counterparts after 2 years of feminizing hormones. We are not just hormones. The most important factor is the psychological toll. Many of the girls I coach suffer from anxiety over having to compete against male-bodied athletes. Yet those of us who dare to speak out are told, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Just keep your mouth shut and be quiet. That's what I was told when I raised questions as to the unfairness of running next to a male-bodied athlete at the World Masters. From coast to coast, we see college administrators, coaches, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and many others in the media and culture trying to downplay our stories. But know this, there is a groundswell from my very own daughter raising her voice, along with the young track stars Chelsea Mitchell, Selena Sewell, and Alana Smith in Connecticut, to Lainey Armistead, who plays soccer in West Virginia, to the female swimmers at the University of Pennsylvania. Indeed, there's a chorus of voices bravely recounting the missed opportunities, lost scholarships and titles, and the enormous challenge of competing in the sport you love on a playing field you know isn't level. Female athletes deserve their chance to receive accolades, awards, and scholarships. We must raise our voices on behalf of fairness and equal opportunity for all women before the entire category of women's sports is erased. This is Cynthia Monteleone, Team USA World Track Athlete, mom, and coach.